Most bankers aren't ready to help you until after their third cup of coffee. But with Central National Bank's after-hours service, you don't have to wait for the bank lobby to open to get help. You can contact us from 6 to 8:30 in the morning or from 5 to 10 in the evening, and we'll connect you to a real, live, local person who can answer questions and fix problems 7 days a week. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Member FDIC.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Trash fight all through the night, deep in the heart of Texas. The trailer park is nice and dark, deep in the heart of Texas. That drinks his brew and he spits his chew, deep in the heart of Texas. The TV blares, but no one cares, deep in the heart of Texas. Here we go!
Hey, everybody. Welcome to King of the Hill podcast. I am Mike. Who are you?
And I'm Rusty.
There he is.
Sorry, I had something.
No, you're good, man.
Burp.
Okay, so we are back in the regular swing of things. This is
Back
our
to a
that
Friday.
that ain't right Friday.
That ain't right.
Today we've got a couple of things. One, brand new article here that I want to kind of go over through Cracked. And I tell you what, Cracked puts out some decent stuff. You know,
It's all right.
for a goofy old magazine that used to be in running with Mad magazine, they do a pretty damn good
No,
job.
they do all right. I like some of their stuff for sure.
And then
they got some good writers on there.
After we cover that, I've got two phone messages to our call-in line.
Honestly, you're not getting very much like King of the Hill like articles or content unless it's Cracked or
it's true.
What's that other one? Comic book review or whatever. CBR.
Screen Rant every once in a while.
Screen Rant.
By the way, we've got these two voicemail messages I'm going to play at the end. If you want to call and leave us a message, please do. You can do it 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. 254-271-4007. If you look at it on your phone dial, that spells out "call us now." It does not.
Oh, it does.
No.
No, it does not.
254-271-4007. That is the call-in line.
Call it
please
in.
Call in and leave us a message. Okay, so today we are going over an article that came out January 5th this year.
Yeah, this year.
Which is wonderful.
A couple days ago.
It is entitled "Dale Gribble Helps King of the Hill Fan Realize He's Being Cuckolded." Yeah.
So, and this is a really big argument, and this is something that could be argued. Is he a cuckold, or is he really
Or is he complicit in it?
Is he a cuckold, or is John Redcorn just because it does make it's really one of those weird things where Dale looks bad that if he knew about this guy that was banging his wife and he didn't do anything about it all these years.
Sure.
But I feel like the even harsher thing than being cuckolded would be watching somebody raise your kid.
No kidding, right?
Like you can't really call him cuckolded when he gets to look in this guy's face every day, knowing that like you got to like. As a dad, there's no way that I would be able to look at my son and not know it's my son. Like you look into your kid's face and you're like, yeah, this is definitely me looking back at myself. Like, but you can't say that when that baby was born, he looked at this baby and was like, oh yeah, this is definitely my kid. There's no way.
No.
Like, so I think he kind of knows, and I think it's kind of. For me, it's a game for him. It's like, yeah, I know that my wife cheated on me, but I'm gonna raise this dude's kid in front of him and rub it in his face that he doesn't get to be a part of his kid's life because he chose the route of infidelity.
So this one starts out by saying anyone who has ever been the victim of infidelity will tell you that the revelation is never easy, but it's a hell of a lot easier than raising John Redcorn's kid. So to your point, that's absolutely true. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
She says, for a man, by the way, this is written by Kelly Keegan. I want to make sure I give her or them the right credit for this. For a man who prides himself on seeing through the lies of the government and the mainstream media, Arlen, Texas' least reliable exterminator and amateur bounty hunter Dale Gribble had a sizable blind spot for his personal life. Dale doesn't blink when his wife Nancy, the stunning, stylish news anchor and former Miss Arlen beauty queen, disappears for hours at a time with her quote-unquote licensed New Age healer. Dale chalks it up to headaches, but when his and Nancy's only son came out with dark hair, dark skin, and a stunning resemblance to a certain family friend, Dale did not start to suspect something was amiss and that he was not responsible for Joseph's siring. No, that must have been the aliens. And that's a fair point with Dale. He would, I think at some point he does bring that up, right? That it was aliens or something? That...
that's the reason why he's so physically fit and stuff like that. Doesn't look like him.
John Redcorn's cuckoldry, the first time I've heard it used that way, of Dale is Arlen's longest-running dirty little secret. Peggy knows, which is crazy to me. And the reason the joke works so well is that King of the Hill fans could never imagine themselves being so oblivious as to miss the obvious warning signs of infidelity. Well, most of them anyways. In a recent post in the King of the Hill subreddit, and again, this was this year,
which I'm not allowed to be in.
One fan admitted...
I can still read it. I can't interact. I have to make a new account so I can get on there.
One fan admitted, that's rough on Reddit, that he admitted that he needed a little help putting the pieces together when his live-in girlfriend started having an affair. In the thread, Maddie B. Parker, that's the username in Reddit, revealed, King of the Hill helped me realize I was being cheated on. A few years ago, me and my now ex-girlfriend started going to bed to King of the Hill. Around this time, we had a friend staying with us fairly often. Without going into details, I started to suspect she was cheating on me. Maddie B. Parker says, for about a week, I was considering confronting her, but I didn't have any concrete evidence, and I thought I was maybe just overthinking. One day, I asked the universe for a sign. Says, that night we were going to bed watching King of the Hill. She was asleep, but I couldn't due to racing thoughts. Been there, buddy. The episode that was on was Peggy's Headache, where she finds out Nancy is cheating on Dale, and Dale is absolutely oblivious. Maddie B. Parker felt an uncomfortable kinship with the conspiratorial cuckold, and as he slowly realized an affair was staring him in the face like a son who's about 80 shades more tan than both his parents, he decided to do something about it. After the episode, says Maddie B. Parker, I decided to confront her in the morning, and she admitted to it. Of course, the commenters in Reddit had plenty of questions about the situation, with the most obvious being whether the house guest was the other man in the equation. The answer obviously being yes. Apparently, this New Age healer made house calls. But Maddie B. Parker does go on to say, I'm in a much better place now with someone who loves and cares for me as much as I do for them. He said, and the writer here, Kelly Keegan, says, I wish him and his mower nothing but the best.
Yeah.
What a great last line that is.
That is a good one.
So, what do you think about this?
Hoes ain't shit.
Get money.
I think it's hilarious that the guy's sitting there watching this show and he's like, well, maybe my girlfriend's cheating on me. I wonder I'm gonna have to go see if I can dig that. I'm sure it's probably easy to find on Reddit. I'm gonna go to the King of the Hill Reddit and see if I can find that exact article.
I will tell you this.
I want to go read some of the comments.
Once you've started having those kind of concerns, it's rough.
Yeah, if you're thinking that,
it's
you
kind
might
of
as well
over.
bounce.
Yeah, because you either don't trust them, or it's true, or you can never forget that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
it's just not good to walk around with that much distrust on your head either. Like, it's got to be uncomfortable.
But to think about the fact that Dale actually helped somebody figure this out, and Dale was the universe that he was asking for a sign from.
I'm sure Johnny Hardwick is glad that he could be of service. Even
oh hell yeah,
even
he would have. He probably would have thought that was super funny.
I imagine so. That's pretty comical. That he's just laying there thinking, "Damn, maybe my wife's cheating on me or my girlfriend's cheating." Like I don't ever. There's never been a point in my life where I just turned on a TV show and it's put that many thoughts into my head.
Yeah,
where
no shit,
like
right?
TV for me is to block this shit out.
Yeah,
so like when I'm watching
it's
it,
to escape.
I'm not even thinking about anything worldly.
Good
so the
Lord,
fact that
no.
he's sitting there having I could just imagine this guy in bed sweating, his heart rate like through the roof with 110 resting beats per minute heart rate, just watching King of the Hill in the middle of the night, freaking out.
That's
like
so rough.
Man, dude, that's not what TV's for, brother.
Think about her too. She's sitting there watching it with him. And she's got to be thinking, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
you know, she's
what if
got
he
to
knows?
be.
But she wasn't. That's the thing. Is she was just living her life. She wasn't
Probably.
sitting there thinking
Yeah.
about what the hell the
Yeah.
TV show had going on, or maybe she would have changed the channel. You know, that's
Well-
that's what usually what happens if something's on that's like a sore subject in the room happening
Sure.
on a TV.
Sure.
You change the channel. You know, somebody just died of cancer and they start talking about cancer on TV. You change the channel. You know, that kind of thing. So.
Well, there's still like when there's nudity or sex or something in a movie, I still kind of look down at my phone. Even though, I mean, it's just me and my wife.
It's just
I'm
you and
still
your
just
wife,
like,
yeah.
I wonder what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love this article because Kelly Keegan, who wrote it, she approached it from this weird space, but it makes total sense.
It does.
You know, it makes total sense.
It does make sense.
All right, let's move on to our call-in line.
Our call-in line.
Once again, 254-271-4007. Wait for the beat. Leave us a message. We would love to play these like we are going to do these. I have two here that I want to play. First is from a person we all know.
Hey, Mike, this is RDX. Give me a call back.
Artie!
I gave you a call this morning. Didn't think I'd get a hold of anybody. I thought it'd just be a hotline.
So what happened is Artie called. He was the first caller. And I screwed up and I answered the phone rather than just letting him leave a message. He was like, "Oh, shit, somebody answered." He was taken aback. But I said, "Artie, just call in later."
I guess this is a hotline. I didn't want to call back too early because I didn't want to get in line for someone else who might want tickets. I'm not going to make it.
Tickets.
I'm in Florida. But just wanted to check back in. Wish you guys a Merry Christmas. You, Rusty, and Mason, and the whole Rogue Media
Very
staff,
nice
and
of him.
family, and friends. That's it. I'll talk to you guys soon. All right? Mele Kaliki Maka. That's Merry Christmas in Hawaiian. And Wimitanye.
Wimitanya indeed there,
Wimitanya, Artie.
We,
Merry Christmas
we
and
really
Happy New Year to you,
appreciate it,
buddy.
dude. Yeah. He has been, you remember when this was 2 locations ago when Artie joined us.
Yeah, it was. We were
over on Washington.
Washington,
Yeah. And we were like, yeah, this guy keeps writing in and he wants to change all these facts. And I was like, well, shit, just make him be our fact checker. You know?
and he was really
he's done
on
such
it.
a great job. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, though, is for most of the fan base for stuff like that, what we do, whenever we got the metrics from Spotify, it said like 250 people were like your top
Right,
fans and
right.
things like that. And then you break it down to top 10 and it still was like 250. And then it was like,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like your core group,
Yeah.
the core group of people. And
We
stuff
definitely
like
have
that.
a core. Yeah. Okay. Second message. Not sure who this one's from, and it may. I don't know. I hadn't listened to this one.
Greetings, Mike and Rusty. This is your favorite wizard, Evil Ringo. But I can't play hockey or anything like that. But I just wanted to reach out and tell you.
Little reference to the Waco Wizards.
This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the show. It is great. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And if y'all have any extra tickets to that thing y'all were talking about, let me know. All right. Hiya!
I tell you this.
He's in town.
I absolutely love our fans.
Works for the Postal Service. He's in town.
Great. I love our fans.
Pretty
and-
sure.
And if he shows up, he is in.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just all there is to it. You guys.
He's
if
the
y'all-
guy that sent the postcard, the Strickland Propane postcard.
Yeah. So let me talk about what he's talking about. It is the show. It's going to be March 1st, I believe. It's either March 1st or 2nd. We're doing a 3-day event here in town called the Waco Block Party. It's with us, Deep in the Heart Film Festival, which is now Waco Independent Film Festival, Texas Music Cafe, which is where we'll be doing it, which I believe is at 8th and Franklin, 8th and Washington. Anyway, 8th and Franklin it has to be.
Yeah.
And not open yet. We're hoping to all hope that it's open by then. I went in there the other day. It's a very cool space. They're
We
doing
could
a
see the
lot
space
of
from
work
here,
on it.
actually,
Yeah.
can't we? It's down
And-
here by the ISD building, right?
Yes, and by the way, I didn't realize this. The guy next door has opened a vinyl shop, so like albums and records and stuff like that.
Oh, he's selling?
very cool little shop. Yeah, he's got some cool stuff.
I was going to check it
Yeah,
out.
dude's very nice.
You know what I like about record shops?
What's that?
Sometimes you find a random laser disc.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
inside of a record
Oh, I bet
store.
this guy. I bet if you go talk to this guy, I bet he'll find you some stuff.
He probably got some laser discs.
Because he seemed pretty connected. As
Yeah, I
far as these
purged
things
half
go.
my VHS collection. I'm looking at laser discs. So if you got some laser discs, send them to me.
So one thing I do want to talk about are the Flame Trick subs. Flame Trick subs
Flame
are
Trick subs.
they are a band who I've known for many, many years.
They do our theme song. For
We're
those of
in-
you that don't know.
Yeah, we're in Waco. They're in Austin. They started as a Waco band, and that's how I got to know
Oh,
them.
they started out here.
Because I grew up with the drummer. I used to go and swim and pee in his pool.
I didn't know they
down the
started
street
out
from me.
here.
Yeah, they started here
Yeah.
because they played at Chelsea Street Pub almost like every other night.
That was the
And
one that was in the Lake Air Mall, right?
No, it was in the Richland Mall.
Oh, Richland
It
Mall.
was right around the corner from Sears, and I
Oh,
worked at
okay.
Sears, so I would take
Yeah.
off that stupid vest, go around there, and just start shouting "Running Bear" because it's my favorite song.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times they would go, "We already played it." I'd say, "Play it again," and I, I was just very surly at
Yeah,
the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
So just real quick, let me give you an idea of the song that I always want them to play. On the banks of the river
Stood running fire, young Indian brave. On the other side of the river,
stood his lovely engine made little white dove.
Well, that was her.
So as you can see, there may be a couple of problems with that song at this point.
Yeah.
But it's a very
Still a
good
good song.
Yeah. And then talking about our theme, this is from the same album. Then I want to tell you something about this album real quick.
Ain't nothing wrong with living in a metal box on wheels. Home in Texas. Here we go.
I remember when you were sending me songs for theirs.
Oh, yeah.
And I went and looked, and that's how, like, because I went through all their. I probably listened to half of what they had, and when I found that one,
Oh, they got some
I
great
was
stuff.
like, man, that is King of the Hill. That is perfect for King of the Hill.
So let me tell you about this album. This is from years and years ago. I don't know.
I'm just glad they let us use it.
Yeah,
like,
no kidding.
We
Oh,
don't
they
have
were
to.
so
we don't have
nice
to pay
about it.
millions of dollars to
They were
use their
so
song. They just
cool
let us
about
use
it.
it.
So
yeah.
any of you guys out
love
there,
it.
please go tell them thank you.
Yeah,
or
tell them thank
show
you.
up in their
Go
DMs.
buy their shirt if they got a merch. They got merch, don't
Yeah,
they? Go buy their
yeah.
merch.
Yeah, go
If
buy their
you're-
merch,
If you're
go download
local,
their songs.
go to Austin. Go listen
Yeah.
to their shows. Go find out where they're at. Flame
Yeah.
Trick subs.
Flame
go
Trick subs.
support them heavily.
Flame Trick is
please.
one word.
Yeah.
So this album is called Undead at the Black Cat Lounge.
Oh.
I was there when they recorded this album.
Oh wow.
It was like the last show at the Black Cat before it burned down.
Yeah. That was in Austin, right?
Yeah, it was on 6th Street, and the whole place burned down.
Big music venue.
Do you remember? Did you ever watch X-Files?
Yeah.
Remember the guy with all the puzzle pieces all over his face? So they
I don't
did
remember that
they
episode.
did a thing with like a sideshow freaks and stuff.
Yeah.
And there was one guy, he was called the Enigma, and he had blue puzzle pieces just tattooed all over his head and his face and his body and stuff.
Oh,
and
kinda
he was
like
like
the
a-
Riddler,
Yeah.
Enigma.
Well, he was kind of a contortionist kind of thing, you know,
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff. I met him that night there at the Black Cat. It was a
That's
lot of
awesome.
cool shit that happened at the Black Cat
Yeah.
that night. This was one of those places, super dive bar, just one big room, only served like the 32-ounce tall boys. That was
Heck
the
yeah.
only thing you could get
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
There
yeah.
was no wine. There was no mixed drinks. It was just tall boys, right? And so everybody's drinking Lone Star because Flame Tricks actually have a song about Lone Star. They also had Satan's cheerleaders with them that night. So
Oh, okay.
they would get on stage and they would have like 3 or 4 girls that would come out in these.
Shout out to Summer.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Wasn't she one of those
Yes,
girls?
she
yeah,
was.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that till years later.
That's crazy, right? Yeah.
And so, lady that I deal with here in town.
That seems like so on brand for her though to
and
be doing
she-
something like that.
She was a guest star on our
yeah, she
on the
guest
one
starred
about
on
cigarettes.
those. Yeah, she guest starred on our cigarette
Yeah.
episode.
And I didn't realize until I started working with her again here that she was one of those Satan's cheerleaders.
Yeah,
at
that's
one
crazy,
time.
right? Yeah, that's crazy.
But they would get up on and they would dance in the background, you know, and kind of do background stuff. And,
Shout out to Summer. They have the Monsters in the Attic podcast.
They do.
Y'all go check that
Yeah.
podcast out.
It's a good one.
It's really good.
It's
I
about
listened
mental
to
health.
it. It's
Yeah,
pretty good.
It's pretty good. But anyway, I was there for that album. They hold a special place in my heart. My buddy Casey, he's known
How
Mike.
come he's not been on the show yet?
Oh, I don't know. He's known Mike for a long time. Mike's the lead singer. So
Yeah. How come y'all don't have a show? Has he ever done anything? Does he do podcasting?
we're
is he
gonna
just,
do some stuff. And
I was fixing to say,
he's helping out with the Abaddon Eyes thing. Yeah, he's been on all those.
Oh,
So,
that's the
Hell House.
the Hell
LLC
House stuff.
thing.
Yeah.
He's on that. But anyway, Flame Trick Subs, they will be playing a show right before Bois goes on and does a live show.
which is gonna be awesome.
And
I
I'm
really
gonna-
like that we're following music.
I'm gonna have them. Hopefully, the
Intro
last,
is in.
hopefully, the last song they play is "Deep in the Heart of Texas." Song.
You should ask them for.
Oh,
you
I'm
should-
going
yeah,
to.
You should
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
like,
That's
hey,
the plan.
Just even if you just play, even if they just play the riff.
I just
or
want them to start
something,
that.
It'd be great.
Yeah. So anyway,
it.
March or February 29th through March 2nd here in Waco, Texas. If you can make it, great. Hit us up either on the phone line or via email. We'll make sure that you get in to that. We'll have Flame Trick Subs opening up the show, and then we'll do an abbreviated, probably like a Friday type episode there at Texas Music Cafe. It ought to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We're doing, I think when I look at it in total, it's like 8 different live shows over the course of 2 days there.
Yeah.
There'll also be music documentaries being played by Deep in the Heart. There will be some other music acts. We're going to have a Battle of the Bands over on, I think it's 8th Street.
Same
in-
place they had it last time. Yeah.
So they shut down the street in front of,
Slow.
there's my phone.
There we go.
They shut down the street in front of Slow Rise and
Slow Rise.
oh, not Slow Rise.
Not
I'm
Slow
so
Rise.
sorry.
Brotherwell.
Southern Roots. Jeez, we went through all of them.
Brotherwell. Southern Roots.
Southern Roots.
Brotherwell's
Yeah,
this
Southern
way.
Roots.
Yeah,
Brotherwell's the
Brotherwell's
other
that way. Yeah. Okay.
So they shut the street down. We have a Battle of the Bands. The winner of the Battle of the Bands will get a cash prize, but they also get to open for the opening act or
I have
the
the
headliner
first
act.
annual shirt still.
Oh, cool.
I participated. Remember, I was
Yeah,
the I was the
Rogue
guest.
Con. Yeah. So anyway,
No, not RoadCon. The last Battle of the Bands.
Oh, that's right. It was
Remember,
Battle of the Bands.
They
Yeah,
had
yeah, I
it
forgot
was
about that.
it was
It was
me,
you and
Summer,
and
and Matt McGovern.
Matt McGovern. That's right. Yeah, y'all did a great job. But
I had
anyway,
a lot of fun. That was a blast.
big deal.
if you ever need me to guest host anything, just let me know.
yeah, I got you.
Anybody out there in the world.
If we can, if when we get to a little closer to this thing, we'll start really racking it up. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's our
Keep
Friday.
an ear out for it. If you're
Yep.
local or
Speaking
close
of-
enough to come local, come check us out. It would be great to have some fans
Absolutely.
that actually have heard our show before. We gained some fans the last
Well-
time we had our last live show. We were the last show, and by then everybody kind of filtered out. We had like one couple that sat and listened to us,
Yeah.
and I really appreciated even just the one, like it could have been nobody in there. And I wouldn't have cared, but like it's cool that just 2 people sat and listened to it all, and then afterwards talked to us and everything. They were real cool people.
Yeah.
They do podcasting too, whoever they were. I can't remember.
It was
They're out of Dallas.
it
or
was
something.
like Ms. Always Right or something like
Yeah,
that.
so like it was
a
her and her
married
husband,
couple.
yeah.
Yeah. But if you guys can make it, please do. We'd love
Please
to
do.
have you. We're going to record the show. We'll release it as a bonus.
And we're gonna try to get a hold of San Marcos soon and see if we can get down there to that
Yeah,
college.
I'd love to. Okay, well, that is it for Friday. We appreciate you all being here. Once again, you want to tell them where they can find us?
You can find us at bwaakoth.com, and you can also find us at roguemedianetwork.com. So /bwaakoth. That's 3 A's.
And then one more time, the call-in line is 254-271-4007. Yep, call in, leave us a message, and we will play it on the podcast next time.
Wimatanye.
Wimatanya indeed.
They gave it 1 star.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.